Live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly beer and video review show with Danny Soleil. That's me, aka Travel Man Dan, aka Reading Man Dan, aka Movie Man Dan. How are you? Good to have you here. Is anybody with us today? Who's the first one that's going to pop up in the corner? I'd love to shout you out and say hello. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a great afternoon so far. Today's going to be an amazing show. We got some awesome beers here. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to today. If you're new to the show, or who do we got? Greg Z again. I was waiting for you. You are the man, Greg. I think that's like 3 weeks in a row. You are grabbing first shouts. Greg, thank you so much for joining us. I guess that means, well, we should make it a thing on the show. If you can make it consecutively the first person to be shout out, it would be 5 times in a row. I'll do shots. Who do we got? Cucumber in the Skies. Hello, welcome. Good afternoon or good morning or maybe even good evening, wherever you're calling in from or watching in from. This is not a telethon, but yeah, I think I'm going to go back and watch, but I think you're either 2 or 3 in a row. And I'll tell you what, if you're the first person to say hello, to shout out, to whatever, if you're the first person, should we make it 5 times in a row? I'll do a quick shot. Okay. I know it's a beer review show, but we'll go ahead and we'll give you a shot for the shout out. Hey guys, thanks a lot. If you're watching me live or if you're watching this on the replay, if you've seen this show before or if you are just watching it for the first time, here's what we go and do. We go ahead and we review 2 delicious beers. Who do we got? Aston, what's up? Pound it. Good to have you here. Thank you so much for spending time with me. We're going to go ahead and review 2 delicious beers, and I'm telling you today, I am excited. I could not wait. It was a suggestion and I'm following up on it. Who else? Uncle John is here. Yes, you can see I cleaned up pretty good. I am definitely shaved, but I left the mustache. All right, as you can tell, and I went with the butt cut tonight. Trying out a new character. Mike Bayless is the name, and really trying to work in still being creative for the camera and for different roles and stuff. So we're gonna try out the mustache. Hey, I mean, Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck, they're out of Hollywood. You need a shaved dad. What's up? Look familiar? I look like my dad in the 90s, right? All right, so if you're new to the show or if you're catching it, again, you know what we do. We go ahead, we review beers, we talk about everything that's kind of current without getting too crazy political, without getting too opinionated. We just go ahead and we talk about it. I've suggested, I talk about things that I may find interesting. I respond back to you in between like the beard that, well, Tenacious Freak, this right here is called the mustache. So the beard is gone. I definitely am enjoying the mustache. In between all the talk about what's new, what's current, what's popular, what's happening, all that good stuff, I go ahead and I mention the videos that came out last week, and I go ahead and preview the videos that are coming up in the upcoming week. Then we roll on to a little segment called This Day in History. A lot of fun. We go ahead and we talk about some events, and I added a bunch this time. We're going to go past the normal 6 events. I have a couple of special events that happened on this day in history, 6/28 throughout the years. And we then have a show segment called What Are You Reading? What Are You Watching? And then I wrap things up with a quote. So, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope you have a cold drink in your hand, whether that's a beer, a Moscow Mule, a Bloody Mary, whatever you're drinking. Let's get the show started. Thank you very much. And today is going to be awesome. I'm going to say this just in. This is a disclaimer that, well, the beers I will be drinking this afternoon on this weekly beer and video review show are going to be quite strong. So, I probably will be slurring towards the end of the show with a lot of bit of swearing. So if you are a child and you are watching this, beware. You will hear swear words and you will hear mumbling because the beers today are going to be freaking awesome, man. All right, let's get started. Super strong. Guys, I'm talking about, well, a little place known as, let's see how, it's the heart of the beer belt. Okay, and if you don't know about the beer belt is like Ireland to Czech Republic. And at the heart of it is a small little country called Belgium. And Belgium, wow, do they have some fantastic beers, and they just pack a punch. So today's first beer coming in from Belgium is a little fun stuff called Delirium. That's right, check out the pink elephant, okay? Delirium Tremens. I'm not sure what that actually means. This is a family brewery from the Hugh since 1654. I know about the beer belly. Uncle John, I'm doing pretty good. Although I am wearing my Uncle Scorch's bottom band shirt. If you've never seen these shirts before, they have the elastic band on the bottom, so they really, really help out the beer belly. But yeah, this is what we're drinking. This is a Belgium Ale, okay? And now this is an 11.2 fluid ounce bottle. But here's the kicker, okay? This little pink elephant, and this is Delirium, right? This guy is 8.5%. 8.5%. So, very strong. Okay, it's gonna definitely, you're gonna feel it a little bit. It's, you know, I've had this before, but I haven't had it in a long time. We got the red bottle opener. Let's crack this sucker open and get started on the show. One thing I really like is this little added touch of the foil. All right, I don't know why this is on here, but it just brings back the days. Remember the old Michelob bottles? And they always had that weird gold foil. So let's go ahead and crack this sucker open. Ooh, right away. Very, oh, very aromatic. All right, it's got it's got kind of a sweet smell to it. Dan, put your seatbelt on. That's right. Oh, Uncle John, I'm getting excited, man. Today is gonna be awesome. It's got a bit of a sweet smell to it right away. Let's go ahead. We got our beer glass. Let's go ahead and pour, and I'll give you a good look at what it looks like. All right. Now, Belgium is really famous for their white ales. Okay. Oh, right away we can see this sucker is frothy. It's got a lot of head. You guys like a lot of head, don't you? All right. Well, gotta pour this sucker slow. All right. Right there. Not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That was a terrible pour. We got more than half foam. We got more than half foam, but it'll settle down, and then we still have some left in the bottle. Looks good. Definitely looks good. I've had this one a long time ago, and it tastes good. And I believe this one falls in the category of the Belgium white ales, okay? Belgium is notorious for beers. As we talked about before, it is at the heart of the beer belt, okay? And this here is called a Belgium white. And you can see, well, although the consistency and the transparency isn't super thick, it isn't, well, a dark kind of ale. It is more of a golden, kind of yellowish, almost like a tint and hint of orange in it. It's definitely not 100% translucent. Yes, it's a nice line. Which line was that? You guys like a lot of head? All right, but let's go ahead and finish this guy off. We'll go ahead and pour this in slowly, okay? I might have to do this. Did you guys ever see or hear the old nose oil trick? So I don't know where I heard this from. I heard this years ago. I don't know. It was maybe some bar that I was at, but apparently the oil on your nose will disintegrate the foam at a faster rate. So we're gonna go ahead and try it out here. This is maybe the first time you've ever heard this or seen this on the weekly beer and video review show, but I'll go ahead and dry my fingertips off, right? What you wanna do then is just go ahead and grab that right there from the nose and then put it down in there and, well, yeah, take a look. It is moving at a faster rate. So the oil from your nose, I'm not sure what it does to the head carbonated bubble thing on the beer, but it definitely is making it go down a little bit faster. And there, we'll put a little bit more in there, really drizzling this guy in. Man, this thing, oh, there it is, guys. Dun, 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 and all its glory and all its fame. There she is, the delirium inside with the lame pour. Oh man. Now, I'm not sure if this is gonna be. What the hell did you? Where the hell did you go? See? All right. What the hell? Oh, I got my sister calling me. Maybe should I answer? All right. Hey, Nicole, I'm live on YouTube. I'll call you back, and so are you. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
No.
Oh, she doesn't want to say hi, guys. Okay, thanks, Nicole. I'll call you back later. All right. Right. Hey, Uncle John. Hey, so that's not a bad idea, Uncle John. All right, this is a family affair. You know that that was my sister. She's got to, talk to me. We'll talk to her later. You could just stick your nose in there, but well, I don't want any of it going up my nostrils. And then, all right, enough of blibber blabber. Let's go ahead and take the first sip of delirium. Wow. Wow. Ooh, man. There is a lot of complexity going on in this beer. The first sip, well, it's got a heavy body to it, right? You just taste it and you can feel that it's thick. But boy, oh boy, it's not overly sweet. It's right, just perfectly sweet. Okay, you taste about 7 different flavors going on there. I taste some kind of hops. I taste some kind of zippy. I taste herbals. I taste malties. It's just, oh man, what here? What? Yes, guys, we got a lady in the house. My first one, I think, ever. Tenacious Freak. And tell your wife thank you for joining us. Salute to her. I don't think we've ever had a woman join us here on the Weekly Beer and Video Review Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We're delighted to have you. Today we're drinking Delirium, if you're just joining us, and the first sip, wow, knocked it out of the park. Was absolutely delicious. So we're gonna go ahead and put that down. Oh, I can just taste, I can taste the second sip. Yeah, Tenacious Freak, I just answered your comment on my Instagram about KFC. Yeah, absolutely delicious. And hey guys, if you haven't seen my KFC donut chicken sandwich video, check that out. It's out on the YouTube channel. For those of you that are in Europe or any part of the world, they basically take 2 glazed donuts, 2 glazed donuts, and put a chicken breast in between, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a creation of all hell. But now let's get into the topic of, well, since it's still going on, why not? Let's talk about COVID-19. Guys, I gotta be honest with you, I'm at the same point as I was last week. I just don't know what's going on. The anytime I hear the news, I see a newspaper, and I'm in a very, I want to say, news-centric home. The news is always on, and the papers are always opened, if you will. And so every time I walk by, it's almost like it's a scare tactic, a number tactic. And they're rising, numbers are rising, and I would have to say that does have something to do with reopening. I would say the second thing is probably more adequate in more testing. And then 3, here in the United States, I'm not sure about in your country, wherever you're calling from, but about 3 weeks ago, we had some massive protests and riots. And down here in Los Angeles, there was probably about 60,000 people in close proximity to each other without masks on Hollywood Boulevard. So, during the incubation period, now we're just starting to see things spike. But I know that numbers are going crazy through the roof. I know Texas, California, where I live, and Florida, they're just seeing all kinds of numbers rise. And I hate to play it on the numbers, but then, I just want to be safe about things. I don't know who to believe. I just know be safe. So that is my recommendation to you. We don't know how long this is going to be. You can look at these numbers over here, and you can look at these numbers over here, and the mask thing is ridiculous, right? I mean, why can't you wear a mask? Nobody's trying to take your freedom up. We're just trying to slow this thing down. But one thing is still very, very evident, and that is that we don't have a vaccination. So until we do, let's listen to the numbers. Let's listen to, well, what the health officials are saying. Nobody's trying to take anything from anybody. I promise you that. You will get your life taken from you if you get really sick and unhealthy. So very worried about that. Hope you guys are all staying safe. I know it has directly affected me and my family, so I don't wish that on anybody. And just sit tight, sit back, and like I've been saying since the very beginning, here in my mall, it's like people forgot about the COVID, no distance or anything. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy until and that's the thing I'm worried about. I don't know what to say. I will say though, I hope that wherever you are, that you come out of this thing better, mentally, physically, and spiritually, whatever that means to you. I just hope you just come out of it better, because it's tough on everybody. Economically, it's crushing people. The finance, it's just tough, right? When you're broke and you're going against a pandemic, and the pressure from social media and that. I just hope that you guys have some type of thing that you can go to, something, whether it be building puzzles or exercise or just writing, or something that puts you in a good mood, and you can come out of this, because we are going to come out of this. We're going to come out of this as a nation, as an entire world, and we're going to be better for it. So starting with hopefully sports coming back, all right, bring some happiness to people. That's right. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the basketball playoffs will happen Friday, July 30th. Okay, the Utah Jazz will play the Pelicans. So if you've never seen Zion Williams, am I right? Yeah. If you've never seen Zion, he's freaking amazing. He's a specimen. And, then we follow it up with the Lakers and the Clippers. So I'm really excited about that being here in LA, but it's an eight game tournament type thing, 8 games in Orlando, and then the tournament. So should be interesting, should be a lot of fun. And then just the next day after that, baseball will start. So really looking forward to that. Hopefully there won't be any slowdowns or changes and stuff. Baseball is going to play a 60-game season. The big gripe with baseball was, the players wanted full salary and the owners didn't want to pay it, but they ended up agreeing on it, and there's now 37% of your the prorated pay will be paid out to you. But when we're talking millions of dollars, that's still a pretty good salary to play 60 games. Overall, it just kind of sucks. You know what I mean? This year we see now the restaurants are starting to reopen. I went to one the other day, first time in 3 months. Just went in for a cup of coffee, got a little egg sandwich. Weird feeling. Hey guys, are any restaurants open up wherever you are? Love to hear from you. Soon we're going to be going in and doing our Food Fridays inside the restaurant, so I'm really looking forward to that. Those are always exciting, where I can go off and show you the actual restaurant, show you the people, and that's going to be really fun to do. You just hear a lot of crazy. The Tap Room, that's right, Buffalo Tap Room. That is the spot. Who's ever been to the Buffalo Tap Room? If you've never been to the Buffalo Tap Room, it is in Tonawanda on Eggert Road and Sheridan Drive. Go on in there, check it out. Definitely recommend. Let's see, what's a really good, a blue, I'd get a blue, but what's really good there, and I made a video of it, you could check it out, is the Cajun buffalo chicken wings. So hey everyone, Tenacious wife here. Yes, Aquanuts. Yeah. All right, everything is open here, Tenacious Freak. Well, Denmark's beautiful. Aquanuts, thank you for joining us, guys. We have a lady. Say hello to Dan's dad. Say, Aquanuts, my dad is here. That is Uncle John. I'm not sure if my little brother is here. We make it a family affair. In the beginning, they were the first and only ones that were hopping on. So I'm so delighted that you're here. I love your country. I love Danish people. I love Danish pastries and the Copenhagen hot dog on the street. Oh, delicious. And so thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and ramble, but now we're going to get back into this Belgium delight. Yeah. Hey, is that Adam? Yes, Adam, what's up? Adam, is one of my students from before. Good to see you, Adam. Thank you so much for joining me. We are drinking beer. I know for a fact that you are not old enough, but sit back and just enjoy the show. You're going to have fun. Good to hear from you, bud. Make sure you say hello to everyone over at HTLA. I'm very sorry you guys had your school cut short. I know you're like a kid genius and you're probably working from home just fine, but if you happen to see anybody from HTLA, tell them I said hello, Mr. D. You can tell him Mr. D's got a huge mustache now, but good to see you. This is what we're drinking, Delirium. It's really good stuff. Let's get into it. Oh man. Oh, this is absolutely delicious. It's got such a nutty, such a creamy and smooth, and it's just really, like, the body of it is really thick tasting, if you know what I mean. Like when you drink some certain beers, it's almost like you're drinking carbonated water with a little bit of flavor in it, but not this one. This Delirium is just really thick. It's really nutty, and there's kind of a lot of complexity, a lot of different little flavors floating around in your mouth in there, and overall it's a delicious beer. Really enjoying it. And now I'm going to go in, since we're talking school, since we're talking books, I'm going to talk about the last week's video. I don't know if you guys had seen it. Because of COVID-19, I had to make a little pivot. You know, yeah, I could sit on my ass and blame COVID for why I'm not doing Travel Man Dan, or, you know, why I'm not making videos and content and stuff, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go ahead and keep creating. My motto has always been produce more than you can consume. And so I made a pivot, and I switched over to Reading Man Dan. And Reading Man Dan's been a lot of fun. It's going to be coming out. Where's the Jack? Oh, Dad. The Jack's right over there, Dad. You really want me to bust it out, huh? You guys want to maybe do a shot later? If you guys want me to do a shot of Jack Daniels, let me know down in the comments. If I get 5 people who tell me to take a shot, I'll definitely take it. But back to what I was saying before about making content. Yeah, I wanted to keep continuing. I wanted to keep making content, so I switched over to another character of mine called Reading Man Dan, and it brought me back to the days when I was a kindergarten teacher. Oh, there's one. We need 4 more. Shoot, one of them. Oh, okay. Okay, and so I went ahead, shot. There's 2. Oh no. Oh no, Dad. Oh no. All right, so guys, this is there's 3, there's 4. Oh, if you feel okay, I believe that's 5, and that is 6. Take a shot. Holy crap. Oh man, what am I doing? Okay. All right, guys, I put it in this section of the bar. This bar is so big, I gotta go over here. So give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, jeez. All right, I'm still here live. All right, let's go ahead and take a shot. Of course, you want to see it, don't you? So, all right, I'm back. Robotics season. How was robotics season, bud? All right, so here's what we're doing. I think we're gonna do this more often, right? So yes, you guys won. Cheers. All right. Okay, guys, that's Adam. He is one of my old students. His robotics team won the best robotics team in California, and that's what we'll take a shot to. Shot. Okay, we got the big bottle. Okay, we were supposed to fly out to Houston, but that's okay, Adam. You earned it, buddy, and you know, you can fly out there and you get the props later. Tell your teacher I said hello. I did get 5 requests for shots. So look at this bottle of Jack Daniels. This is from Rocco Cordola. He got this for me, and we'll take it right here. Jeez. Okay, and I'm not a huge fan of Jack Daniels, but, you know, the people... Hey, wait a minute. I saw Roxanne. Roxanne, you were here. That might be our 2nd woman live here. Roxanne, are you still here? Are you still in the room? Are you still watching the live show? Please say you're here. That will be 2 ladies, guys. We have 2 ladies. I think she's still here. I don't know for sure, but I hope so. But here it is, okay? And here's what we're going to do. If I get 5 take-a shots every weekly in beer and video review show, we will go ahead and take a shot. Today we are going to salute Adam Hirsch and your robotics team over at HTLA for winning the championship. So this one goes out to you. Okay, cheers. Here we go. Wow. All right. Jack Daniels, baby. Ah, okay. Now, all right. Seat bomb. Yeah, yeah. Those were the days. My dad used to, yeah, pick me up off the floor. But anyway, guys, let's get back on track here. Thank you so much. Like I said before, if I see shot 5 times from now on, not anymore today, but next week, I will do a shot. Here's what we're talking about what came out last week. I created this other character, Reading Man Dan. It's been been a blast, continuing creating content. Look, I'm not going to stop making travel videos. I'm never going to stop. I'm just going to continue doing it. Looks like a short show tonight. Oh no, Uncle John, we're going the full hour. We're going the full hour, and we're, like I said, we're drinking strong beers. Now we're doing shots. Let it be, let it be. So guys, this is what came out. Jack D and strong beer from Show Party. Tenacious Freak. I got some Danish schnapps too. This is what came out last week. Don't you feel well, Sam? I don't know if you've seen this video, but look, I know maybe me reading children's books to you. Roxanne is here, guys. We have 2 women watching live. That is beautiful. Thank you so much. And Roxanne, you are a beautiful one, so thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. But don't you feel well, Sam? Guys, if you have any children, or if you know any children, if you have nieces, nephews, cousins, anybody who's... check this out. Reading Man Dan is a lot of fun. It's the same wacky attitude. Obviously, I'm not whacking down shots and drinking beers and stuff. But I go ahead. Hey, what do we got there? RG. Yes, I'm drinking beer with you. Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to it. I promise you, I'm coming down to San Diego. We're going to go to Sculpton, and we're going to go to Stone Brewery. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it as soon as this COVID shit's over. But look, this is what you want to go ahead and watch. If you get a chance, check this out. Show your kids. Pass it along. Reading Man Dan for me is a lot of fun. It helps me develop another character, and that's reading to kids. If you follow me, or if you're watch the show before you ever talk to me, what's up, Denmark RG? Thank you so much. I love Danish people. We already went through this, but thanks for joining me. How's the acting going? Acting's going well, sort of. You can't really do much right now, Adam. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. Really, literally everything's on lockdown. Fitting book for after show. But yeah, don't you feel good, Dan? But no, I like doing Reading Man Dan because I'm gearing up. The coloring book is in full swing. I don't know if you guys ever seen the Travel Man Dan coloring book. I'll be sure to show it to you. It's gonna be freaking awesome. I'm gonna raise money for children around the world. I'm gonna make episodes about it. It's really fun. I have all the drawings. I have all the stuff. We're just going through the publishing and the rights and the copyright, all this stuff. Tenacious Freak, that's my father, right? So he's gonna bust my balls a little. But yeah, Adam, hopefully I just talked to a producer today, and I talked to my agents, so we'll see what happens. Right now we can't do anything. There's no productions, even casting, so I'm sure, sadly, as you know, TV and movies follow what's going on in current times. I'm sure there'll be a lot of roles coming up for police officers, and which brings me to the next point. I would definitely audition for them, but which brings me to the next point is, guys, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, especially with all these like statue takedowns and just like changing of the histories and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of people in a lot of these situations, they have a legitimate gripe. Okay, I think they're onto something. I think, why would we put these people and celebrate them? And I understand that, and I understand the anger, but here's what I don't understand, and here's what I don't, at least petition or get it down to where they can properly take the statues down and put them into museums or relics, or don't just cause chaos and rip them down, because what you do, and I understand that pain is there, but what you're doing is you're pissing off the other side. And so there's been a lot of really weird other things going on. I don't know if you call them weird, but just social stands. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with Good to see you, RG. You hear me, you feel me, right? I mean, I'm not trying to make like super opinionated. I don't want to get into it. You know what I mean? Because your opinion means just as much to me as my opinion is to you. You know, everybody has one. They're just like assholes. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Why why do it, Ghani? I don't know what that means. Yes, Dan, this is part of history. Yes. Yeah, and I agree. And like that's the thing, like I guess we're rewriting some of our history by taking all this down. That exactly is part of history, but you know, I hope that they could just take them down rather than they get ripped down. Seen a bit of YouTube, but what is real and what is not. Right, yeah, there's some stuff out there, but they're definitely thrashing stuff. And my whole point is this, is like, yes, I understand this was history, and maybe there isn't a part. They took down a statue. Yeah, oh really? Gandhi, they took down Gandhi's statue? Ma. See, that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing, I wanted to get into it without getting into it too much. What I think they should probably do is let like city workers take the statues down if they're gonna take it. Not a bunch of angry, pissed off people ripping it down and making like a small riot around it. I think they should, you know, get it taken down if that's how they feel. But a lot of weird things, but you know Paw Patrol? Are you guys familiar with Paw Patrol? It's like a cartoon with dogs, and there's like 3 dogs. One's a Dalmatian, he's a fireman. One's a construction worker, he's a bulldog. But then there's Chase, the German Shepherd, who's a police officer. And people are literally opposing him and saying that, yeah, they're changing the name of John Wayne Airport for something he said 50 years ago. Exactly. Mascot, this guy went and fraud against slavery, and then oh, I know, I saw that one. That's crazy. I was on a plane. There was a kid who was watching the same episode of Paw Patrol in circles for 11 hours. Okay, Dad, I agree. So you know, people say things 50 years ago, and all of a sudden it's coming back in anger. And I'm not going to comment too much more on that. Yes, absolutely. I did see that one, Greg, where they took down a statue of a guy who was fighting for it. And they have no idea why. They're just angry and pissed. And Adam, that's hysterical about Paw Patrol. But anyway, they want to take away the police officer because the police chased the German Shepherd. He basically just is portrayed as a good cop, and he's helping people. And they don't want that. They want to, you know, defund the dog. It's just like ridiculous, okay? Another thing that popped up is Cleveland, the voice, love or hate the past, but history should, I agree. I fully agree. You know, love it or hate it, it should be, I'm going to say preserved in the right manner. And I guess this does bring to the light, but like destruction is never, ever good, okay? Especially in a public setting. It gives it an okay that it's okay. Because what's next? Literally, this is setting precedent to what becomes next. Are you then just going to be able to do whatever you want? I mean, they're just going up and like down in Washington, D.C., and curling kids change their thing, turning for the worse. Yeah. You know, I don't want to get. I love the kids that are growing up. Good. There's a lot of good kids out there, man. They're good. The future is bright. You know what I mean? Guys like Adam and other kids that are growing up. So we can't bag on them. But there are a lot of little shitheads out there just wrecking property for what they don't understand instead of using a real voice. Because by wrecking it, it doesn't take the history away. And what it does is make other people permanently pissed off. So I think there's a more appropriate way to do it. Now, I'm not a civil expert here. I'm not a social, you know, Congress. I'm not anybody of power. I'm a dude that talks on YouTube. I do some acting gigs, and I work a construction gig. But I'm telling you, I don't think this is the right way. So another thing is, remember, yes, the kids are not to blame. But Cleveland, the voice of Cleveland on Family Guy, Mike Henry, is stepping down. He said, I love this character, but persons of color should be played by persons of color, and he will be stepping down. So that's, you know, that was one of my favorite characters, was Cleveland on Family Guy, but it was a white guy, and he's stepping down. His name is Mike Henry, the voiceover actor. So that's going to be different, but cool, right? I mean, whatever. It's not like I'm against anything and all, you know, like Listen to what other people are saying. What the whatever side you're on, listen to that other side. It's very important that we listen. Princeton, okay, same with the Simpsons. Oh, really? I didn't hear that one. Same Princeton. They are taking Woodrow Wilson's name off of one of their buildings because of his racist beliefs and his policies. So, we are seeing change. But where will they find? Greg Z. All right, it's getting a little hot and heavy in here, guys. Usually this is not how the show goes, but the last 2 weeks we're really getting into these social issues. Guys, I don't want to get into this. My opinion is absolutely nothing. It means nothing. I'm just regurgitating what I see. So this is what we're having today. We're drinking Delirium. I already did a shot. The beer is good. Let's go back into it. Really beautiful taste. I really like the sweetness, right? I said there's a lot of complexity in this beer, but one thing that I really like about it, amen to you, RG. Good to have you. I believe this is your first time on the show. Thank you for joining me. Let's all have a beer, Uncle John. I love Uncle John. By the way, Uncle John is also my godfather. Cannot wait to see you, Uncle John. Tell Aunt Pauline I said hi. I heard little Jack ate 4 pieces of buffalo pizza. Guys, if you don't know buffalo pizza, I'm going to recommend it to you. If you ever go to see Niagara Falls, I hope you do. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. I've traveled to 6 continents. Amazing. Seen lots of awesome things. And look at some of the wacky professors. Exactly. I know, Dad. I know. And you've been all over the world, or I've been all over the world, but one of the most beautiful places is 10 minutes from my house, well, 20 minutes from my house, and is Niagara Falls. Is absolutely beautiful, but 15 minutes from my house is a little place called Good Guys Pizza. Oh man, it is the best. It's the one thing that I miss the most about my home city. Good Guys Pizza. Uncle John, I cannot wait to come back and eat some pizza at your house. And, shit, man. Maybe you want to do a weekly beer and video review show from Uncle John's house. Wouldn't that be fun? Anyway, moving right on. Guys, I also want to talk about the video that's coming up next week. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you about it right now. We do the Micro Mondays, and these are our shorter episodes. No. These are our shorter episodes. These are little snippet clips from 3 to 6 minutes of videos that I put out last year. My videos that came out last year are usually about 12 to 20 minutes long. So I've condensed them out and condensed them down, and now I make what's called Micro Mondays. And this week's Micro Monday is one of my very first Food Friday episodes. It is an amazing place in Culver City, California, and it is called Johnny's Pastrami. And oh my gosh, is this the spot? This is exactly the kind of food I like. A pizza and beer show would be cool. Aston, don't tempt me. Do not tempt me. Uncle John, they're calling for it. They're asking to see me show that pizza right here while we're drinking beer. We'll figure that out, but that's a good idea, Aston. But man, I'm telling you, I like blue collar, sit on a picnic bench, served in a basket with fries, along with a beer, food. That's it, American food. Everyone's like, what's your favorite food? And then people are like, let's have another shot. You want to? Oh, don't tempt me, Dad. Don't tempt me. So a lot of people are just like, hey, what's your favorite food? I like Chinese. I like Vietnamese. I like Italian. I like Japanese. I like sushi. I like good old American food. And if you haven't, cigar review. Greg, I never really took to cigars. Yeah, I never really liked it. I like a pipe. Not marijuana, but I like a good tobacco pipe. I like the smell of it. But yeah, Johnny's Pastrami is one of the coolest places in LA. They got the best pastrami sandwich, and if you want to check it out, comes out this Monday. It's phenomenal sandwich. It's like big old thing like that, and char grilled hot dogs. And if you know Buffalo, New York, Ted's Hot Dogs are the only place that I really love it. But in a minute, Dad, and this is a place that I found that char grills. Middle Eastern food, definitely love my shawarma. But if you haven't seen or you don't know about soul food, absolutely. Fried chicken, collard greens. You know, I went to school in North Carolina, so there was a place called Gardeners that was unbelievable. If you've never been to North Carolina, their barbecue, oh, it's beautiful. It's amazing. But yeah, I'm telling you, if you've never been to Johnny's Pastrami, it is freaking awesome. It's on Sepulveda and Washington Place in Culver City, and the pastrami is so thin cut, and then it's just they use this perfect like spicy mustard. They've been around for a long time. The people are super friendly. They brought me in the back. They brought me in the back like I was Huell Hausner, and I was like talking about the pickle jar, and it's really cool. And that video comes out. Let me know what you think if you get a chance to check it out. That was in the very beginning stages of Travel Man Dan, like about a year and 6 months ago when I was figuring it all out. But what was happening, I was like going ahead and filming shit in LA, and then I was filming food places, and they were like 40-minute long videos. I was like, dude, nobody's gonna watch me for this long. You know, I'm just not there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna continue to build this thing. Hopefully one day, Travel Channel, what? No, but hey, you know, and so what I did, then I broke it into Food Friday, and so this particular micro episode was one of the very first Food Friday episodes I ever did, and it is still to this day one of my favorite spots in Los Angeles. If you ever want to definitely just have some good work food, saw them on Travel. Yes, did you see them on Travel Channel, Uncle John? Well, you can check out my version on Monday. So yeah, let me know what you think, man. It's pretty cool, man. You have like an old school diner feel to it. You know, you can pick the jukebox and all that kind of stuff, and it's just really good, you know. But all right, let's go ahead. What do we got? I'll check it out when I'm in LA again. By the way, I'm an American living. Oh, that's cool. 25 years. Yo, Colton, my man, gang, Travel Man gang. Okay, well, let me go back. First of all, that's awesome that you're living in Denmark for 25 years. I would absolutely love that. All right, gang. We got Colton, guys. That guy right there, Colton Schaefer. If you don't know, it is coming up. Colton, don't worry. Colton did the Travel Man theme song. Travel Man Dan theme song. Do. Travel around the world. Boo. We're Travel Man Dan, seeing places, meeting people, having a good time with Travel Man Dan. That guy right there is a professional singer, and he is also a part of my comedy team, and he's also part of the Travel Man Dan crew. I'm building a team. We're gonna go out. He's kind of doing camera, and he's gonna be doing a little bit of editing. So Colton, good to hear from you. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. With that episode, I've been waiting for the right time to put it out there, but it's basically the intro to all the videos. That song that jingle that I just sang, and Colton is the singer. So good to see you. Good to have you here. This is what we're drinking. If you're still with us, or if you're just joining, we're drinking Delirium. It's Belgium Day. All right, here we go. Oh, that's so damn good. Man, it is so strong. It is an 8.5% Belgium White Ale. I knew that shot would not go over good. No, Uncle John. I'm getting tempted. Joe and Kathy are listening in. Joe and Kathy, my neighbors from when I was growing up. Hell yeah. Big hugs. Funny Joe and Kathy story. Then I'll give a story. My favorite thing. Joe and Kathy, you are going to absolutely love this because you have a rare... Thank you, RG. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. I mean, yeah, thank you. But Joe and Kathy are my neighbors that I grew up right next door to us. In New York, it's like Buffalo, the houses, you can just fit a car in there. So you're pretty close. But I was blessed, me and my family, we had amazing neighbors. We had Joe and Kathy to stage left, and then we had Harry and Mary stage right. Well, I thought when I was younger that Joe and Kathy were planting onions all up and down the yard. So I picked them all out of their ground and plummet. I thought I was going to have onions for the family dinner. Well, those were tulips. And those were the buds for their tulips. I'm sorry about that, Joe and Kathy. Thank you for always returning, whether it be the baseball, the kickball, the basketball, whatever ball went over the fence. Thank you for always throwing it back. Thanks for always letting me go back there and get it. And me, Marky, Steven, everyone. Yeah, I really had an amazing childhood. And you're going to like this day in history because it relates to when I was at your house. Not for this particular fight, but someone that was fought in it. But we were talking Delirium. Delirium is Belgium. It is just a smooth. Oh, it's so good. And I definitely feel the strength in this one. I feel the strength. The Belgian beers are strong. It's delicious. It's got a lot of bit of malty smoothness to it. Really enjoy it. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm gonna give it a high score. We're going into rare air here. Really rare air. The last one I gave this high, well, I believe was a Molson Canadian. Different style of beer, but definitely a good score. That's why we're giving Delirium. That's right here, the White Ale, a 9.5. Oh yeah, 9.5 for Delirium Belgium Ale. It is getting on. Yeah, we are having a good time. So delicious beer if you get a chance. Now it is pricey. I gotta say that. This particular 11.2 ounce bottle of beer was $5.99. So in America, tax and all that good stuff, but cheaper than a bar. Anyway, that's why we're getting a little push. We're getting a little help from the old Jack Daniels. Should I do another one? Anybody agree? Should I do another one? Should I do another shot? We still got another beer and it's pretty damn strong, but I'm feeling like another shot. Like, what the hell, man? It's my show. Do it. Colton hops up. Oh, yeah. All right. So why not? Guys, check this out. This is a really cool shot glass. I don't know if you can see it. This is Rock of Ages. Yes, Aqua Nuts. Thank you, Aston. We got Greg Z. This is a really cool shot glass. It says Rock of Ages. Take a double shot. Well, Roxanne, no. I had a shot earlier, so this will be my double shot. Cheers, Tenacious Freak. Thank you for joining me. I know it's late in Denmark. The Jack is working. No, Dad, it's not working. We're just excited. We're having a good time. It's the weekly beer and video review show. I'm so excited that you guys are joining me. That's when I like to stop the show and say, listen, thank you so much, wherever you are in the world, for just hopping on and just, joining me to talk about stuff, to talk about beers, and really, without you guys, I'm really nothing. I'm just getting going. So thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate it. Skull. I know that's something they say up in the Scandinavia. I hope your floor is padded so when you fall off your chair, you don't hurt yourself. I ever thought of streaming on Twitch? Greg, my floor is not padded. I get excited. Maybe I should put the seatbelt in. It's a bar stool. Hey, I'm at the bar. And no, I've thought about Twitch, but I really want to perfect one thing at a time, Adam. I don't know how Twitch is, but I really like YouTube, so maybe later we'll go into that. But guys, this is for you. Okay, this one is for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Here we go. Here's another Jack. Whoa. Ooh. I look like the Tapatio guy. All right, moving right along. Now we're going into, so I never finished telling you, streaming on both is pretty possible. I've been doing, Colton, we got to talk. I'm going to call you tomorrow. And I got some other things I want to talk to you about, but I would love to do, I want to do triple to quad that will put hair on your chest. Yeah, I already have a little, so I want to go ahead and do multiple streams at multiple times. Is that right? How I say it? How long do you think it will take you to finish the Jack? Aston, to be honest with you, probably be there until the end of the year. I don't drink a lot of whiskey. This is the first time I've had Jack Daniels in a very long time. It's actually really good and really smooth today. Probably until Christmas. I start really putting on the gas pedal come December when I know I'm going to go home and see my family. And my family definitely, my family's not alcoholics. They're very, very beautiful, awesome people. But they have holiday cheer. So When we get close to the holidays, I definitely start drinking a little bit more because I know I'm going home to Buffalo. But this is Rock of the Ages, a live show with Kyle Glass that we did at a nightclub that I used to run years ago. It's a lot of fun. But now, let's go back to the origins of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to bring out the second beer, and this is the one that may lay me face down on the concrete floor. So, I don't know. I guess I'll do my best to introduce it as another delicious Belgium beer. Another fun whopper. After we just got off at Delirium, how are we going to get any better? Delirium scored a 9. Excuse me. Delirium scored a 9.5. That is an incredible score. Last time you drank it, IF? Intermittent fasting? But here it is, guys. I'm going to introduce you to the second beer that we're doing today. And let me introduce you another Belgium great. Duvel. All right, this is awesome. Okay, your first Duvel, you'll never forget. And I never will forget it. I was with Jimmy. We were in China. The shit is strong. It'll definitely dump you on your ass if you're not careful. It is 8.5% alcohol, just like the Delirium. But well, this is really going to get a little hectic from now on. So bear with me. I'm going to do a lot of swearing and slurring from this point on. Because this is 8.5. This is a Belgium Golden Ale. It is bottle conditioned. And it is from 1871, the Anno Brewery. Check it out. Looks like a baby bottle. That's right. You know, Uncle John, me and you, man. Me and you are on the same wavelength. I hope you don't mind. I was thinking the same thing when I was buying this in the store. Once again, one bottle of Duvel here, $5.99 as well. So, and thanks to the people in Encino, California at the Bevmo, such sweet people. You know, we actually had a wait in line. There was like a lot of people waiting in line to get alcohol, but really cool. Everyone's masked up and having a good time. The ladies working behind the counter were like, oh, you do a YouTube beer review show? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm doing this one in Delirium, So shouts out to you guys. Thanks for being so cool. Now let's get into this beer. It's definitely going to get a little rocky from this point on, right? I'm not going to bullshit you because I've already had 2 shots and an 8.5 beer, and it's only 50 minutes. So let's crack this sucker open right away. Ooh, yeah, there it is. That sweet, sweet Golden Ale. All right, it's a very good beer. Dad, I know you like this one. And Dad usually likes the cheaper shit like Labatt's and Old Milwaukee. but yeah, he likes this one. It's got a nice smell to it. Right away, I can taste it. It's got it's almost like a sharp and bright flavor to it. All right, let's go ahead and put it into the glass, and we'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and try to pour this one a little bit better than the other one so we don't have to use our nose oil to get the foam down, and already it's a better pour. But you can see the consistency. It's very similar to the Delirium, okay? It's got a cloudy yellow to it, okay? It's got some good head to it. And I like head. But, definitely really good beer, and we're going to go ahead and pour this sucker all fit in there in one. What a perfect pour. What a perfect pour. All right, you can check that out. It's like frothy and boiling over. And you can see this is, oh, wait a minute. We still got a little bit left. All right, we're going to go ahead and drizzle it in there. One last sip. But look at this delicious Duvel. Holy cow. There's some crazy things going on in there. Can you guys see that? That is, wow. It's almost like underneath it is like a lava lamp. But man, it's crazy looking inside there. It almost looks like, well, a scientific experiment or some kind of whale sperm caught inside of a glass. Oh man, this is really crazy. You can see all the golden yellow kind of watery beer, but then near the foam, you got some kind of comb or like some kind of weird triangular thing of all kinds of mixed up hops and stuff. There's only one way to do this, and that's just get in there, man. Don't be a wuss bag. Don't Don't teetotal around anything. Get right in there, Travel Man Dan, and suck that baby down. Wow. Ah. I just drank it, Uncle John. It's just, wow. That is awesome. Holy cow. Holy, it's very, well, very different than the delirium. It's crisp and it's fresh and you could taste the carbonation, and it's much different than the delirium. The delirium was more of a smooth and kind of nutty and kind of just takes you along a nice incline kind of ride. But this thing pops you in the face with like a crisp carbonated feeling, and boy oh boy is it delicious. And all that swill that was swirling around, okay, all that kind of nightmare tornado stuff, wow, that's where the punch is. And that's the 8.5 super strong stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and set that down and moving right up. We don't want things falling over here. We don't want things falling. Moving right along, I want to bring up a little topic to you guys, and that is, okay, if you could go back in time, we all know I got the magic globe. And when I use that magic globe, like that, I'll end up in Spain. Like that, in Ethiopia. But we're not using that. If you could go back in time, you get 2 shots at it. Okay? Alright, let's say 3, but everybody would pick the same one. Everybody would go back. Remember like 3 years ago when the US lottery was over $1 billion? I think it was like $1.3 billion. Everybody gets that one. So, boom, there you go. I gave that one to you. So now you got 2 places to go back in time. Where would you go? What would you do? Anywhere in the world, anytime, any place, anything. So I thought about this a lot. I think a lot. As you can see, this character, this persona, this is not bullshit. I spend hours in my bed sitting up straight thinking. Thinking over here, thinking over there, thinking over there. And I've come up to the conclusion that if I had a time travel thing, where I would go. Let me know where you would go, but 2 of them, okay? And I would go back to 1, the time of Jesus, okay? Just to whatever town he was walking around in. Not when he was like little baby Jesus and swaddling and, you know. I want to go back to like when his people gathered around him and he's talking his sermons and stuff. I want to find out what it is. What really happened? What is going on with Jesus, and you know why so many people follow him? That would be my number 1. My number 2, and this is no park, this is no theme ride. Jeff Goldblum isn't there, but I would go back to the Jurassic period. I would go back to time and when my grandparents were living and warn them how they would die, and the same for my mom and dad. That's very sweet, Greg. That's an honorable thing, man. It's very cool that you would do that, you know, to save. I don't know what happened to your grandparents, your mom and dad. I'm sorry if they left you earlier. You know, that's it's always a heavy thing, you know. But that's very sweet that you would go back in time and warn them. So, you know, and let that be a lesson to us all to take better care of our health. But I would go back. Me personally, I would go back to when Jesus was walking around giving his sermons. And then I would go back to dinosaurs. So, like, huge living dinosaurs. Triceratops, T-Rex. But the one dinosaur I really want to see is the pterodactyl. Put the jack away. The pterodactyl. The pterodactyl would be my favorite dinosaur. Uncle John, hold on, because we're not even... Well, we're getting there, but don't you worry. We're having fun. Uncle John, where would you go if you could go back in time? Because, you know, a lot of people ask me a lot of these questions, like, where would you go in the world? Yeah, I would go to Scotland, I would go to Peru, and I would go to Laos. Those are my top 3 right now. You should know your top 3. You should know your top 3. Know them. Think about it. Think about the plane ride, how much it's going to cost, what it's going to be like. I know my top 3. It would be Scotland, Peru, and Laos, in no particular order. But nobody ever asked you if you could go back in time, where would you go? So here I am asking you as Travel Man Dan, if you could go anywhere back in time, you get 2 shots at it. Your third shot is going to be back the day before the winning number for the $1 billion lottery came in, and you're going to be rich and, well, do whatever you want with the money then, I guess. Maybe you could buy a time machine. But hey, let me know down in the comments. Maybe now, later, if you're watching this on replay, I'd love to hear from you. Love to make topic discussion. Now I want to talk about the video that's coming out this upcoming week. And that's the Fast Food Friday video. You know I'm doing Food Friday still. You know I'm doing fast food. One of the cool places I'm going to be doing is this upcoming week I'm going to be doing Sonic Burger. One of the fun things about Sonic Burger is they have a really cool, like, old-fashioned pull-up, talk through the window. And then I've only seen it one time. I think it was out in San Bernardino, California, where they come out on roller skates, but they bring your tray to you and they put it onto your car window, and then you can eat in the car. Kind of like the old 50s and 60s. Never lived through that period. Would love to. I loved that style, but we still have Sonic Burger. And this upcoming week, we're going to be going to Sonic, and we're going to be doing a Fast Food Friday. Now, they do have some secret menu items. And if you're new to my Food Friday shows, I'm starting to do all these kind of cool secret menu items. But if they don't, I'm going to go ahead and create my own secret menu. I got something in the store. I'm going to keep it a secret. Hang on. Check out that video. It'll be out Pacific Standard Time on Friday at, well, 6 o'clock. All right. I would go back to the Birth of Humanity and the room. Those are cool. Do you have skates in Orlando? Okay, let me answer these one at a time. Okay, Birth of Humanity would be bitchin', and Roman Empire would be sweet. A lot of friggin' crazy stuff going on from what we know from the books. That's cool, Greg, that you have those skates and stuff. All right, we're going back into the Duvel. I told you today was going to get slapped. Probably Liverpool or Hamburg to watch the Beatles before they were famous. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, a little pop culture, a little music. Travel man into black hole and end up somewhere random in time. That's Adam. That's interstellar stuff, huh? Very nice, very nice. All right, let's go back into the Duvel. As we can see, assume you will definitely survive. That's the thing I never told you. If you take this journey, if you take this assignment, you will live. And you will get through whatever it is. Because obviously, if I went back to Jurassic period, I'm standing out there and a pack of velociraptors or whatever, and they're going to snatch my head right from my body, right? No, you're coming back. You're coming back to 2020. You're going to go and you're going to do whatever you're doing. But just to go back and maybe spend, let's say, 48 hours. Wouldn't that be a cool, that'd be Travel Man Dan's 48 hours back in time. Movie, cartoon. Let's do it, huh? All right, here we go. Check it out. As you can see, the little tornado of hops and barley and everything that kind of was swirling around here in a cone shape of my glass is kind of sifted, and now it's all into the whole glass. And wow, this is going to be one hell of a show. Uncle John, I hope you're still with us. Roxanne, we have ladies from Denmark. Thank you so much. Here we go. Wow. Okay. It's got a bit of a, well, it's got a lot more hoppier taste to it rather than malts. Okay, definitely more of a carbonated flavor. Really good. It's got a little bit of a bite to it, right? The complexity is not there because the carbonation overpowers everything, if you know what I'm saying. Like, when I say complexity, is like, you know when you drink a beer and you can taste, like, you can taste 5 different things going on in there. You can taste blueberries, you can taste chocolates, you can take hops, you can taste lots of different things going on in one 12-ounce glass of beer. But the complexity of this one is straight up hops with a lot of carbonation. But the Duvel's good. We are doing a bunch of shots. I'm starting to see the sweat perspire. Thank you so much for joining me. Doing the best I can. Hope you guys are having fun. You should make a Travel Man Dan beer mugs. That is a great idea. Would you take one? What I plan on doing is putting together a big Travel Man Dan, like, free merch thank you so much, because it's one thing for me to, hell yes, Roxanne, you're awesome. It's one thing for me to go in here and thank you guys all the time. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for going. But soon you're gonna be like, yeah, well, what do we get? You know. And I do appreciate you guys watching it. I still have this shirt. Adam bought a shirt. That's right, Adam. Thank you so much. What's the rating? We haven't finished it, Steve. The rating is 8.5%. Okay. Adam bought a Travel Man Dan shirt. He was one of the very first people to buy it, and thank you so much, Adam. But what I'm trying to do is my core community, I'm gonna pull it together, and I'm just gonna do a freebie. Just gonna pull it out of my own pocket and just give you guys shit for following and being a part of it, because this is the very beginning. And those of you that don't understand this, well, take a look at some of the other big people, and the youngsters know what I'm talking about. You know, mean everything to me, and thank you. But now it's time for one of my favorite things, and that is Travel Man Dan Survival Kit. That's right. We'd have all kinds of goodies. A shirt, a bib, maybe a little mustache oil. But now we're going to be doing this day in history. Now, I like to go ahead and talk about my disclaimer. I'm not a history professor. You look like Richie from the movie Out of Just. Oh! I know what you're talking about. That's a great movie. That's a great character. You know, Steve, I'm working it. You know, you got to work these guys, you know. See what happens. You know, if you don't create stuff and characters and really put yourself out there, well, I don't want to keep it inside anymore. You know what I mean? I want to go out and do it. You know, but hey, we're doing this day in history. This is the disclaimer. I'm not a history teacher. I'm not a historian. Most of the facts I tell you, I don't know everything about. I just know that it happened on this day in history, and I'm telling it to you. Now, where you take that information, I don't care. You can go ahead and research it. You can look it up. It's pretty cool stuff as I go ahead and do all my kind of stuff. Thanks, Steve. Love you, pal. As I do my stuff, well, I find out all these cool things. But let me tell you, on this day in history, on June 28th, 1846, the saxophone is patented by Belgian musician Adolphe Sax, and it was developed into the woodwind instrument typically made of brass. Steve did send you the $10 for watching the. No. No, I do not accept bribes. This is full and unadulterated fun. Guys, on this day in 1846, Belgium creator, inventor, he's probably a musician, Adolphe Sax invented what we know as the saxophone. I know my nephew plays that. I still remember sending Mr. M the business emails and putting them, dude, love you. Okay, so if you're reading that last comment, Adam is talking about Mr. M. Mr. M is the principal at the school that he went to. And I gotta love these kids, man. They frickin' petitioned to their principal to put posters of subscribe and follow Travel Man Dan all over the school. I mean, I couldn't walk through the school without people, Travel Man Dan. That was so fun, man. And Mr. M called me in the office that day, and he said, hey, can you shut the door? Yeah, hey, how's it going? Now, mind you, I'm a substitute teacher, so I only come in. I was working at the school maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but I really bonded with these kids. They're like super adults. They're super smart, super intelligent. Mr. M calls me into his office. He says, hey, who is this Travel Man Dan guy? I started laughing. I said, that's my YouTube channel, sir. And he said, well, the kids are asking if they can hang up posters to support you for, you know, president or merch or subscribe. Hey, Travel Man Dan, it's Ryan Harding, another North Ender. What's up, dude? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ryan Harding from my street that I grew up, North End. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. We have Steve is here, Joe and Kathy. My dad is here. Thank you so much for joining us from Kenmore. I appreciate it. But let me get back to Adam Hirsch's story about Mr. M. Wow. Was I flattered? I mean, like literally, like tingling at the back of my hairs that these kids, stuck their neck out. And Adam, who sent his principal an email asking, hey, can we put these posters up to support Travel Man Dan? Adam, really, sincerely, thank you so much, buddy. I know I've been drinking and stuff, but like, I would tell you this sober, and I would tell you this anytime. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much, bud. Mr. M allowed it, and I would go to school and then I would see big posters of like, subscribe to Travel Man Dan in their freaking high school. And I still talk to a lot of those kids. And matter of fact, I talked to Anthony Domingo this afternoon, and he gave me a thumbs up. He said, keep working hard. These are 16-year-old, 17-year-old kids, and this is what I'm telling you. Like, the future is in good hands, but we have to act like adults and help guide them. They're going to do their own thing, just as we did when we were growing up. But as older people, I guess, we have to be adversaries to them and help all kind of interconnect and grow together. And that's really what works, is not only just the multicultural, but the multi-generational. So Adam, thank you so much for writing that email to Mr. M. Let's hop back into this day in history. Ryan Harding, so happy to see you. So happy to hear from you. Thank you for joining me. Just next door, recommended Sierra Nevada Optima, 10% IPA. 10%. Ooh, man. 10%. Where do you get that? Sierra Nevada Optimum IPA. I'll look into that. Let's hop back into this day in history. On this day in history, in 1880, okay, the Bushranger Ned Kelly was captured. And if you don't know Ned Kelly was like, he was like the Robin Hood of Australia in the 1800s, and they captured his ass. He would go around and he would rob banks and he would give to the poor, and he was like the modern day, at that time in the 1800s, the Robin Hood. On this day, 6/28, 1880, they captured him. On this day in history, on 6/28, 1894, the U.S. Congress declared the first Monday of September Labor Day, a holiday to commemorate the working people of America. Woo! All right, Labor Day. Pretty awesome. I know Labor Day to us just probably means another Monday off. Let's get wasted on Sunday kind of thing. But, back in the day, back in 1894, when U.S. Congress passed it, it was a real kind of bill that set for a national holiday that said, look, we appreciate what you're doing for building this country, because we're all immigrants and we're building this country up, and let's take this day and celebrate that labor, and that's why we call it Labor Day. And shouts out to my pop. Dad, are you still there? This one's for my dad. I think I remember you reviewing a Sierra Nevada once. Yes, I did. I reviewed quite a few Sierra Nevadas. They're a delicious brewing company. Thank you, Ryan. No, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. We grew up together, and I'll always remember our times as a kids. And thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us. But Labor Day, guys, my father just retired. He's here now. If you want to send him a shot, if you want to send him a salute, 44 fucking years. Well, there's the swearing. 44 years, Pops. Congratulations. This Duville sip is for you. Labor Day. That is one dude that busted his ass. He went to work. He provided for his family. I never see my dad bitch or complain or anything. He went to work and he did his thing. Dad, I love you. And, back in 1894, Labor Day was made for you. Wow. What a bite on the Duvel. Much, much different. Like, when you look at the Delirium, it's got such a smooth roller. 47 years. Holy Uncle John, you did 47 years? I mean, they don't build them like this anymore. And I hope that I can... Well, it's too late. I can't. I chose the life of an artist, but I was raised by beautiful people. So thank you so much, Uncle John, Dad. Love you guys. Labor Day. This is getting a little weird. Let's continue this. No, you're dead. 47 years. Okay. I know. 47 years. At one company. One company. And, I feel bad for my dad, because COVID broke out, and they let him go in terms of like, not let him go, but, you know, the job was done. But he didn't get a proper send-off. So, Pops, don't worry. We're going to hit you up. Don't worry. This shit's over. We're going to hook you up, man. All right. On this day in history, in 1911, okay, Samuel J. Battle. Okay, remember this name, Samuel J. Battle. He was the first African-American policeman in New York. Holy cow. Bet you a lot of people aren't even talking about that. We have all this defund the police and this police brutality, but let's not forget to thank the people before us, and that is Samuel J. Battle in 1911 became the first black police officer. Pretty cool. Have another J.A. Well, who's J.A.? Jack. All right. On this day in history, in 1914, Aston, unbelievable. Same place, 47 years. That's incredible, man. All right. On this day in history, on 6/28, 1914. Remember, this is a huge date. This is a huge date. Okay? Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austria-Hungary throne, was shot. He was sabotaged. Bah, bah, bah. He was killed. Okay? Him and his wife were assassinated by, let me get the name right, Gavino Provici. Okay? Probably butchered that. Yes, Adam, you already know. And this event right here sparked World War I. Okay? If you don't know, check it out. On Amazon or on Netflix, there's a really cool thing called World War I in color, and they talk about it. And it was weird because that Franz Ferdinand had made a wrong turn on his buggy, and then the guy that was supposed to assassinate him was in a bar. And yes, it was the start of World War I. It was in a bar, and then he just happened to walk out of the bar a little bit buzzed, and boom, there they were. And so he took a shot at him and killed him, and that's what spun World War I. Then, shortly after that, in this day in history, on 1919, or on 6/28/1919, the Verdi, I'm sorry, I told you it was going to be a little slurry. The Treaty of Versailles was signed, would eventually end the war, World War I. Guys, I've been drinking a lot, and these beers are super strong. I'm doing the best I can, but thanks for hanging with me. Really cool. That treaty was signed in Bosnia, and well, it basically, the treaty was signed in France, but that ended the war. Okay, on this day in history, let's wipe it. Uncle John, I know you got a comment for me. All right, on this day in history, on 6/28, 1967, it hits home in Buffalo, New York. 14 people were shot at a riot in Buffalo on the east side. I don't know if anybody remembers that. We're not going to get into it, but inside the train car. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember all that stuff going down, especially my family that lives in Buffalo, is from Buffalo. Really interesting, especially when I look at the times today and we having all these race riots. But here's the last thing, and this one goes back, Joe and Kathy, I'm not sure if you're still listening, but I'll never forget this. I don't know what it is. You invited me over to your house to watch when Mike Tyson fought Buster Douglas. And Mike Tyson lost, and it was heart-wrenching because he was a boyhood hero of mine. He's in the news a lot. But I remember watching it because you guys had HBO or somehow, some way. I remember sitting in your living room watching Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, going back to my house and just like, I was just defeated, right? But on this day in history, 6/28, 1997, Mike Tyson bit the ear of Evander Holyfield. And of course, you all remember that. That was right after that was when Mike kind of got a little bit down in boxing. And I know he's been in social media as of the last month. There's been some talk about him having some kind of celebrity match with Evander Holyfield. There's been talk of him fighting John Jones. There's been talk of him getting back in the ring at 53 years old. He looks awesome. He looks quick as hell. But on this day in history, on 6/28, 1997, he bit the ear of Evander Holyfield. Let's go back into the Duvel. Guys, thank you so much. We're going on record time here. We're just having a hell of a time. We are not going to hit the holiday on the actual day. So at this point, if you're American, I'd like to wish you a happy 4th of July. I hope you have a great time. I hope you don't blow your fingers or your face off or your mustache off. Be safe out there. There's a lot of fireworks going on coming up to this day. But man, next week is 4th of July. Woohoo! So we'll take this sip of Duvel for that. All right, now moving right along, and we're gonna wrap this up soon. We got about 5 to 10 more minutes, so I hope you can hang with me. If you've been with me this long, you gotta stay with me for the end. I wouldn't get in the ring with Mike Tyson for all the money in the world. Aston, I know what you mean. Well, I might get in the ring with him for a certain amount of money. Let him knock me out. All right, anyway. What are you reading? What are you watching? This is what I'm reading. I am going to the iPad, the iBooks, okay? I like the feel of a book, okay? I'm very old school with it. I like that old feel. But every once in a while, I do go to my iPad because, well, I can save more books. So this is what I'm reading. I don't know if you know this. I'm reading Clive Cussler, Pacific Vortex. Vortex, just like what was happening in this crazy Duvel. The vortex is nuts. It's like this crazy spindling thing where boats and ships and aircraft carriers and airplanes disappear out in the Pacific, and you have the main character, and he is such a stud, right? 6 foot, brown hair, blue eyes, tough guy, Dirk, right? And he goes on these crazy adventures. Clive Cussler, if you don't know him, you check him out. He's written over 100 books. Really quick, easy read. Lots of fun. Dirk Pitt is his main character. Finds all these cool adventures to go on. Solves them. He's like a modern day Indiana Jones. And that's what I'm reading. I like these kinds of stories because, well, like I said before, much like the classics and much like all the movie stuff on all the scripts and plays that I read, these kind of adventure go and, just, go on these wild, crazy adventures. They really spark my imagination as an actor, and I really enjoy reading them. Easy reads. You can probably blow through these books in 3-4 days. Really good stuff. So check out Clive Cussler, any one of his books. I suggest the Dirk Pitt series, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, pretty fun stuff. But what am I watching? What am I watching is, well, this movie in particular popped up probably because of the 4th of July, and it's on Netflix. And, well, those of you that don't know me, I'll just tell you real quickly. I was in the United States Peace Corps. I served my little bit of time in Zambia, Africa. I eventually got medically discharged. I'm not going to get too much into it. I hit my head, and you're out in the middle of the jungle. Basically, I was living in a mud hut with grass roof in the middle of Zambia, Africa. If you want to know more about it, DM me on Instagram. I'll tell you all about it. But when I got sent for medical testing, they sent me to South Africa. Now here I am, removed from college for about 4 months. I'm in the middle of African bush. Sent to South Africa, where it's kind of like Europe, it's modern, westernized. And so I couldn't do much, so I kept going to the movies every day. So Eurovision today. Thank you so much, Tenacious. Appreciate it. So the movie that I'm watching now is called The Patriot. And The Patriot, to me, with Mel Gibson, Heath Ledger, and Jason Isaacs, is one of the most monumental movies for me personally, because that was the movie. I was literally on what they call medevac. It's where you're healing in a westernized society, right? And I was in South Africa. I would go to the movies every day, just after apartheid, so you couldn't stay out night. It was really rowdy there. And I would go to the movies. I would watch like 3 movies in a row at some weird movie theater in Hatfield, South Africa, just outside of Pretoria. And I remember watching The Patriot. And I remember watching Jason Isaacs' character. He was the bad guy, Mel Gibson, whatever. And I'm thinking, man, they're literally going to kick me out of the Peace Corps. They're going to send me home. What the hell am I going to do in my life? And I'm watching this movie, The Patriot, and I said, this is what I want to do. It's for so many years I wanted to do this, but it was always like, And forgive me if I'm not politically correct or whatever. I'm sorry, but like acting had always been like not associated with sports, and it was always like the acting crew, and then the jocks, and you had the theater people. And so I never knew about how acting worked. You know, I thought you just moved to Hollywood. So yeah, so what I did is I watched this movie, and then I said, you know, after I seen this movie, when I return to America, I'm gonna go to Hollywood, and I'm gonna try to be an actor. And that was it, man. And so for years later, for almost 20 years later, as I watch this movie, The Patriot, it brings back such fond memories of me and just my quest of where I've been in my life. Or like, this is the one. This is the one that set my mind to say, Danny, look it. Forget theater. Forget all the stuff that you never did. You can do this. Just go to Hollywood. Just go. Just, you know what I mean? They're doing it right there. So, yeah, that had a pretty impactful moment to me. And I'm glad I could share this story with you. You probably never knew that. Even if you knew me, you probably never knew that about me. But that's my story about The Patriot. If you check it out, it's actually a really good movie. Jason Isaacs plays a really crazy son of a bitch. Much like if you watch Gladiator and you see the character played by Joaquin Phoenix, how he's kind of a tyrant. Oh man, Jason Isaacs really wraps that sucker down. And with 4th of July coming up, man, what a perfect movie. Kick the Brits out. Just really good stuff. And on a personal level, it was the one thing that said to me, Danny, listen, if they can do it, you can do it. And, well, you know, we're going to continue doing it. See what happens. It may be another 10, 15, 20 years until I get my shot. But when I do, and I've acted in big movies before, but we'll take another shot at it. But when I do, I'm going to be ready. You can bet your ass on that. Let's go back to the Duvel. All right, this is the last sip. Guys, delicious beer. Belgium, really packing a punch. You know how it goes. If you say shot, 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 you get time to watch that Last Dance. Not yet, Aston. I haven't had a chance, but I will, and we will talk about it, and I will shoot you out one, I promise you. Let's go ahead and take this last bit. Look, it's like the lonely swill that's left in the bar. Where are all the ladies at? Ryan, thank you so much. Because you're from North End, you get a big friggin' hug. Thank you for hopping on. Miss you. Tell the family I said hello. All the best. This is what we're drinking. Goodbye. See you later. Strong, strong beer. Got a really nice ale taste to it. Not as smooth as the Delirium, but definitely is delicious. Even that back swill, that backwash, I taste a little bit of sweetness to it. I'm going to go ahead and make this quick, short, and sweet. Good beer. Definitely worth the price. I'm going to give it an 8%. Okay? We're not going to go up and give it a 9.5 like we did the Delirium, because it's just not as good. But the Duvel is very good. This one got a 9.5 on today's show. These are the beers we drank today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Smooth, velvety, creamy, nutty, delicious beer. This one, carbonated, crisp, sweet. Definitely a good beer. Strong as hell. Would recommend it. Belgium, you're the winner always. Every week the show gets longer and longer. I know, Greg. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to squeeze it in, man. I guess that's a good thing, right? I take that sorry back. I'm happy I'm going longer. And if you want to join me, thanks. Boo, Dad. What the hell? It's just not as good. Look, one thing you'll get from me is honesty. I'll be 100% honestly. All right, so now I want to close the show out with my favorite part. That is the quote of the week. And the quote of the week is brought to us by a master German theologist, philosopher, and mystic. It is Meister Eckhart. And he said this: be willing to be... Every week the show gets a little... Aston, thank you. That's it, man. That's the key. 1%. Greg, you got a friend here anytime, brother. You have a friend here anytime. You're always the first one. I always enjoy you. And you know, back to your comment, Aston, is 1%. I try to get 1% better. That's it. Each show better and better and better, and we'll see what happens from there. But listen, this theologist, this German theologist, he grew up or he was around in the 1300s. He was a philosopher. He was a mystic. His name is Meister Eckhart. He said, "Be willing to be a beginner every single morning." That's the quote. Now think about that. Be willing to be a beginner every single morning is so powerful, because sometimes we don't even think about what we're doing. We just go through the random day. We wake up, we do the things that we got to do. We go to work, we eat our sandwiches, we eat our breakfast. It's lunchtime, it's dinner time. We come home, it's time to watch TV, go home. But actually, every single morning, never seen so many I know we got so many people here to the Nations Creek. We have like 15, 12, and it is growing, and listen, for those of you guys that don't know, listen, I got a notepad right there. I'm taking you guys' names and I'm writing them down. I will not forget this. When it grows up and it blows up and it's there, I'll remember you guys, man, because you guys were there from the beginning. But back to the quote. Every morning we have the ability to be a beginner, to learn something new, to not assume that everything that we do in our life is already predispositioned and already determined, and then we just go through it and we're just doing it for the motions. You have the ability to be a beginner at something, to learn something new, to learn something, one specific skill, or to learn from some person, whether it be somebody younger or somebody older. Every day is a chance to have that. And that's what Meister Eckhart was saying, is that when we wake up in the morning, wherever it is, yes, we're much more advanced than the 1300s, but we still have much to learn. And each and every day, we have the ability to learn that. And as long as you put yourself at the very beginning, you will learn. If you're going ahead and you're walking around like you're pompous and you know everything, forget it. You'll never learn. You'll always be above it, and you'll always stay at that plateau. But as a beginner, and when you wake up and you learn that, I think this philosopher, be a wiener. I think this philosopher was saying, well, simply said and translated into current times is, listen, always offer yourself the ability to learn, to take in what you can and develop and get better as a person. I'm excited that you guys joined me. We did have the most people we ever had on the show. We had girls. We had beautiful girls. Thank you. And I appreciate it. I hope you guys had a great time. We had some delicious beers. We gave the Duvel an 8. Not happy with Pops, but we gave the Delirium a 9.5. Delicious. Will get you hammered. Awesome. And in between, we did some shots. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'm Travel Man Dan. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Thank you guys. Aqua Nuts.